Well, good morning. So I'm going to do the reading today. I might also maybe record a session on pairs and stuff. I want to start getting back into the teaching again. This is Karen with Veronica Stero, by the way, if you don't know who I am. I've kind of taken a break. I'm trying to get a schedule going, and I really enjoy doing the teaching videos. I really enjoy reading, but and I may do more of that. I don't know. But I want to always incorporate a little bit of, hey, what would you do if you got these two cards? So I think I'll do one of those later. Anyway, I'm shuffling. So this reading is just it's really a daily energy. It's not long term. I'm going to pull a situation, the situation card. I'm going to pull present influence, future influence, and then advice. And I'm shuffling so that you can see I really do shuffle. So the situation today, 10 of Wands and present influence, Page of Swords, interesting. Okay, I gotta think about this. And then the future influence, Seven of Swords. Okay, what's the advice, please? Okay, I'm going to talk about the advice. I'm not even going to talk. And the bottom of the deck is the Two of Pentacles. So what are we doing? We're, going back and forth. We're juggling our stuff. The situation is the Ten of Wands. Okay, so this means you're nearing a completion, right? The Ten of Wands is a completion. Any 10 is a completion of some sort. But this is a hard-earned completion. This is something that you've worked hard for and that you have put a lot of energy into, and physical energy. You've really, put something into it. So if you're feeling like there's something like that going on in your life, this can be any life area. These are very pretty much this is the general situation. So if you're feeling, this could be love, work, it could be home projects, it could be family, it could be freaking Christmas. I don't know, it could be anything. So you would know, right? So that's kind of how you have to look at this. I only read a love reading if I'm getting love cards, and then I'll probably go that direction more, but I'm not this time. So I really feel like this is something that might. So I'm gonna tell you what I think. Honestly, me and my red lips. Sometimes you just gotta put on the red lips, but with the Two Swords in the present and the future, this is a lot of what might be going on in your head that's coming into play with this situation. So whatever this is that you've worked hard for, that you're coming to a completion on, there is going to be something in your head that's messing with you a little bit, because the swords are about our thoughts. I do believe, though, the Page of Swords to me can mean a lot of different things. And I'm going to do a little bit of teaching with this one, because the Page of Swords can be like messages coming in, but they're usually coming in kind of quickly, or they're thoughts in your head that are coming in that may or may not be true. And I'm going to talk because I'm going to tell you about the advice card in a second here, because it's going to start all making sense. So, but I also see Page of Swords as kind of guarding. He kind of looks like he's guarding. In a lot of different decks, he looks like he's guarding his area, his space. It's not like the Seven of Wands feeling where you're sticking up for yourself type of feeling, where you're, it's not that. This is more like feeling like just guarding, like being on guard, guarding your feelings, guarding your thoughts, guarding yourself. Some people see this as a stalking card, like someone stalking you. I do not always see it that way. I've never really seen it that way. And maybe I will eventually, but not right now. This is more to me like what's influencing you coming to the end of this and being successful at whatever this Ten of Wands is you're either guarding yourself, guarding your heart, guarding your thoughts, guarding who you are. You're not giving everything out there. You're coming to the end of the situation, but you're not taking that extra step because you're on guard. That's what I feel like's happening. Like you're putting up the the blockades and you're saying nope, ain't gonna happen. So if this were like a relationship, you've worked hard for it and you've thought really well, and it's kind of really kind of happening now, and you're suddenly like, no, too close, I'm not gonna let it happen. That's the feeling I'm getting from the Page of Swords. So the Seven of Swords then tells me, though, I think you're going to take this stuff back. Like the Seven of Swords can definitely be theft, but it can also be like releasing or like escaping something, or not escaping, but you know, yeah, releasing something. And I feel like what you're releasing is that on guard, because things aren't gonna continue to, this Ten of Wands isn't gonna explode into back into the Ace unless you release being so on guard. Because if you're going to be on guard, nothing's happening. You're at a stagnant standstill, or you will lose your momentum because you're in that unguarded mode. So the future, what's influencing how you're thinking, how you're dealing with this situation, is by letting this guard down. You're allowing it to go away. You're taking back who you are and what you really believe in, instead of being scared, worried, guarding your heart, guarding your palace, guarding whatever it is you're guarding, your thoughts, your words. You're going to let it go. You're going to take back what is ultimately yours, which is that Ten of Wands. And then the advice is, so to me, the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck is also saying that you're kind of struggling with it a little bit. That's why you're on guard. You're struggling, like, should I let go? Should I not? And the Seven of Swords tells me you will. Like you're gonna take back what's yours. You're gonna take it back. And then you have the Moon as your advice. So if this situation is yours, and Moon is good advice for anything, but I particularly feel like it's dealing with this Page of Swords, because the Moon to me means things aren't always as they seem. There's shadows. Now the Moon can be very spiritual and all of those things, but a lot of times that's how I see it. It's the shadows of the Moon that aren't quite true shadows. The Moon's not shedding light, right? So you're not seeing necessarily exactly what you're supposed to see, because the light isn't directed there. It's kind of like the magician feeling, where when the sun directs our sight and shines the light and puts the spotlight on the situation, we can see it. And when I say that, I mean the card, the sun. So to me, the Moon is the opposite. It takes away our clear vision. And not that it's a very spiritual card, but it can take away our clear vision. So to me, that states that you're putting yourself on guard, but you're not fully understanding the situation. So also take a step back. I think this also will go with the Seven of Swords. You'll be able to take your stuff back, your life back, the situation back, this Ten of Wands completion. You'll be able to take that back if you really take a moment to see things as they really are. So when I say this, and I'll explain it every time, it's like you're at work or you're somewhere, party, whatever. People are talking about you. People are talking about you. You heard enough that they are talking about you, but you assume it's something negative. You assume it's at work. You assume that someone's trying to take your job, or they're talking about you behind your back, or they're setting you up, that kind of thing. What the Moon is saying is, look at that again. And then all of a sudden, those people that were talking about you and you thought they were setting you up were actually, setting up a surprise party for you, or maybe they were talking about you to be in charge of another project. It was actually a positive thing. But yes, they were talking about you, but you were assuming it was a negative thing. And it's easy to do, because when you're not being told something, you automatically think it's negative. It's the way we do it. Why wouldn't they tell me if it was positive? They're only, that kind of thing. But know that with the Moon. And I think that if you're coming on to the end, and if there is something in your life that you are working really hard at, and you really do see like that, you're at that peak, that crest, is that what it's called? Know that you'll be on guard right now. You are like, this is a present influence. That's the way you're kind of on guard right now. So, and this could be work. Definitely, I could see like where you might be thinking that something, is going on at work. And I don't mean like the gossip thing, but I mean like, is this really a good thing for me? I mean, I'm almost there, but is this going to be good for me? And what if I fail? And all of those things where we put ourselves on guard. Look at it from a different perspective. It's not the hangman, but it's knowing in your life or with this situation that you may be thinking of it one way, but it's really another way. Boy, I'm long-winded today. Anyway, there is your reading. Good reading. I think that knowing that you're completing something great is awesome. So keep that up and have a beautiful day. Maybe if I can turn my camera off. My mouse was stuck.